How's it going, guys? It's Billy here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about updating the $550 affordable 1080p gaming machine that we did in a previous video. I'm going to be leaving a link to it if you guys want to check it out, both the actual build, so meaning the parts that I used and the justifications for it, and also the actual benchmarks on how it did. I'll be leaving both of those linked down below in the description. I'll also be leaving a card to both of those videos up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about if you aren't following along or really didn't see what the previous video was about. So basically what that computer was supposed to do is handle somewhat modern games at decent quality. We're not talking about ultra preset, we're not talking about the highest graphics possible. We're talking about playing some sort of, not even free-to-play titles, but just esports titles, indie titles, and even some modern titles with decent graphical resolution. So we're talking about medium and up, but nothing all the way up in like ultra or epic in terms of video quality, but to be able to play them at good frames at 1080p. So with that build, we seemed pretty successful at doing it, but there was one complaint that I noticed from a lot of you guys, and that was the video card. So the one I picked up was used, and it was from a couple of generations back. Not really too far back. I think that card originally came out in either end of 2013 or beginning of 2014. So it's not the newest card available, and it's also used. So you might not have the same kind of luck finding it on the secondhand market like an eBay or a Craigslist, for example. So basically what allows this kind of PC to be updated instead of using that secondhand video card is NVIDIA released two new video cards at the sub $200 range, known as the NVIDIA GTX 1050 and the 1050 Ti. Respectively, the 1050 starts in at around $110 MSRP and the 1050 Ti starts in at $140 MSRP. Now, hopefully we actually get to see them at this price point since there are no Founders Edition from them. They're all made from all of the different board partners, so we're talking like MSI, Gigabyte, EVGA, etc. So only they're gonna handle the actual cards themselves. NVIDIA's kind of staying out of this one for this one. So hopefully the MSRP will actually keep those cards at those price points. But to really heat up the market and in anticipation for this, and even after they were released, AMD decided to reduce the prices on two of their GPUs. They decided to reduce the RX460 down to $100, making it $10 cheaper than the 1050, and they reduced the RX470 down to $170, making it only about $30 more expensive than the 1050 Ti. So if we take a look at the price breakdown for a $550 PC, and we axe the $90 that it would have been for the secondhand PC, adding $140 to it because it'll be $460 will only bump the price up to $600 in total, meaning not a $550 PC anymore. It's gonna be $600 plus tax, but A, you don't have to try your luck at the secondhand market on either eBay or Craigslist to try to find a good used secondhand video card. You can actually just buy one outright and it still have a warranty. So for $140, from what the benchmarks that we've seen so far, the 1050 Ti will hit that 1080p sweet spot really, really well with, I would say, probably a little slightly better performance. Maybe, maybe not. It depends on, other things too, but I'm saying using the same CPU and the same setup, it's probably gonna have slightly better performance than the R9 280 that we had in the original system in the old video. One nice additional thing too, besides it being brand new and you actually get a warranty with it, is it's gonna be consuming less power. It doesn't have an additional 6-pin power supply that you really need to click into it. Some board partners have added it so you have some additional stability when overclocking, but a lot of them just draw their power directly from the PCIe slot. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's about 75 watts in total, so if we're using my original build as a guide, that'll suffice perfectly. But one interesting thing to note if you guys want to upgrade the performance even more by, let's say, jumping up to an RX470, because as I've seen from other benchmarks, from other tech YouTubers, I'll even link them down below if you guys want to see them. Compare the RX470 to the 1050 Ti and even the RX460. The RX470 has some really, really good performance for its price. So if you can grab one for $170, let's say you have an additional hard drive already, so you don't have to be spending the money to actually buying this one, it'll stick around that $600 price point with, if you're using my original build as a kind of template instead. So instead of switching that old used card, put in the RX470 instead, and you'll be getting some sweet, sweet 1080p performance for around $600 or so if you already have a hard drive laying around. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on a 1050 or a 1050 Ti, kind of test it around and play with it for myself, because I think it's at a very interesting price point, being less than $150, and trying to get it in that budget marketing for PC gaming anyway, because a lot of people want to get into PC gaming, but they don't want to throw $1,000 at a rig right away just because, they may or may not like it, and they might not have another use for it besides that. I mean, PC gaming is wonderful because you can do more than just game on it. So it's better than a console in terms of that regards, in terms of multitasking, because you can do more than just game. and it's also, I prefer the control setup of a keyboard and mouse myself. Some people don't, but that's to each their own. But a lot of people don't want to spend $1,000 right off the bat. So if, let's say, they can get in at a price point of $600 where they can also use the PC for additional things, and of course play games comfortably at 1080p, that's why I think that this is a really interesting price point, especially at 1080p, because it's still a very, very popular screen resolution for many people. I know 1440p is gaining traction, and so is 4K, but a lot of people still game at 1080p. So if you guys want a quick Cole's notes out of everything, so if we're gonna take that $550 PC build that we originally spec'd out, we're gonna axe that $90 for the used cards, we're gonna bump up our budget up to $600, and we're gonna get a GTX 1050 Ti instead. So we're gonna be seeing very similar performance to the original video that we had, if not a little bit better, with also less power draw as well. And note number 2 is, let's take our original $550 build. We'll take out that hard drive, because let's say you guys already have one, you're gonna be using your old one from somewhere else, and we're also gonna axe the price of the video card, and that means we're gonna bump up our budget to $170 for that video card instead. We get the RX470, and that'll also have some great performance too, and it'll still be within that $600 budget, which is absolutely fantastic. And honestly, as mentioned before, love this price point because I feel like it's a great entryway in order to get people into PC gaming. Anyway, there you have it, folks. I just thought that was really neat because it kind of goes well with the budget build that I recently did, especially with the announcement of the 1050 and the 1050 Ti. Honestly, I think this is a great thing for both NVIDIA and for AMD, because as we saw, AMD had to bring their prices down in order to compete with it. So competition is just a great thing all around, especially for you guys, the end consumers, because then we get to benefit from it and actually get to game at a lower price point, which is always awesome to have more money in your pocket for more important things. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love gaming, but sometimes you need that money for something else. And if you just want to get in at $600, I think that this build that I presented with you guys, and I'll leave a PC part picker down in the description below, I just think that's a great way to kind of start off. You're not investing too much into it initially, and you can always see if you enjoy it or not, and then you can always have that upgrade path later as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Give it that good old thumbs up button. Be sure to share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you guys didn't enjoy this video and you thought I could improve upon it, be sure to let me know why you didn't like it, what I could improve upon in the comment section below, and press that thumbs down button instead. Either way though, thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you guys learned something new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.